I'm searching for a true friend and would be grateful if you'd assist me.
My character is the little prince. He's a little boy and he lives on an asteroid in outer space. And he goes on quite the journey really throughout the show, both physically and emotionally. He travels throughout space, a bunch of different planets, and he ends up on Earth. And his goal is basically to find a little something out about love. He's in search of a true friend.
There's so much to take away from the story in the experience of living through Little Prince's journey. What I keep coming back to is the idea that you need to see things with more than your eyes, regardless of secular beliefs. Human nature is kindness. And this show talks about that, and to me it speaks to you need to realize that there is goodness and kindness out there, and you don't always see it. Sometimes you have to feel it, and you have to know that that's of value.
I'm the king.
I'm adored, the richest businessman.
This production is going to be great for people who have read the book because it both absolutely honors and treasures what was already there in the novel, and also gives you something more to think about. It really brings the characters to life off the page, onto the stage in the biggest, most vibrant, magical way possible, and gives a little more insight, I think, into some of the characters than maybe people would have thought of when reading the novel.
I was familiar with a very rudimentary children's adaptation of it, for mostly done for toddlers, because I was reading it to my 2-year-old. I was very familiar with the title, but I'd never read the book. And so we got to know the story through basically like a 15-page version of The Little Prince that didn't even have the pilot in it. It was just watching the little prince meet the rose, leave the rose, go to each planet, and return. When this opportunity arose here at Theatre Calgary to be involved in the show, I was very excited, and I explained to my 3-year-old that I would be in The Little Prince. And he wanted to know what part I played, and I said, I'm playing the pilot. And he thought about it, and he said, Dad, there's no pilot in The Little Prince, because he only knew that very rudimentary version of it. So I've spent the past 2 months trying to convince him that there is a pilot in The Little Prince, and it will be played by his father. Working on a new musical is dangerous. It's scary. Every day is a constant exploration of the piece, of the concept, of the ideas that we're all bringing to this explosive imagination that's on stage.
I think the big difference on a new production is that it's always changing, which is a challenge, but it's also very exciting because you never know what's going to happen when you come in for another day of rehearsal, what might be different or new and exciting that day.
I was enjoying that.
I loved a flower, we brought her morning dew.
The music is really, it's almost indescribable. People really just have to hear it to understand. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's very emotionally moving, the music for this piece.
This musical adaptation, regardless of how our adapters have decided to tell the story we are telling comes with a wealth of surprises, and even if you are familiar with it, it's how we do it. It's how we bring the asteroid to life. It's how we bring the planets to life. What it is to have a snake speaking to a man, to have these absurd characters that at the end of the day bring so much richness and texture and emotion to this story that so many people just dismiss as a children's book, but it's so much more than that.
It's pure magic what we've all been creating, and I'm so excited for everyone to come see it.